Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to the Humble Servant Homestead. Today we are out here, yes, early this morning, doing a little bit of gardening work. Now, topic of today's video is going to be a question that we get asked oftentimes. You will come on in, you will see the brassicas that we are growing, and you will see how beautiful they are looking. You may see very little holes inside of the leaves of these brassicas. And so today I want to come on in and share with you all what we do to control the bugs here on the homestead, pretty much before the bugs come on in and start eating them on up. Okay, so no further ado, we're going to also show you all a little bit of the things that we do here on the homestead, and we're also going to show you all some of the pests that we deal with here on the homestead that typically like to come on in and plague our brassicas. Okay, so before I get into the mixing of what we use here on these plants, we just want to walk around and we're going to identify a few things here inside of the garden when it comes to the bugs, so that way you can fight them the best way you know how. Okay, so come on along and let's go. Come on, camera lady. So first we're going to take a little journey down this lane right here, because I have a few things that I want to stop and show you all what's causing some of these holes on these plants. Now right here, what I have is a snail. Okay, this is a snail slug. They both do the same thing inside of the garden. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, fighting snails is a whole different method for you to fight them. So we're going to talk about slugs and snail first. Okay, so if you come on in right here, what you will notice on the outer leaves on this plant right here, you will find these holes on these plants. Okay, so and pretty much on down. Okay, now the way how you go about taking care of that, and we'll talk about that in just a moment, so just stick a pin right here. We'll talk about that. So you will come on in oftentimes and you will say, hey, the bugs are eating my cabbage, the bugs are eating my broccoli, the bugs are eating my collards. And you come on out, you lift the leaf back, you're doing all this right here, and you are looking for the bug. Now I was going to take a walk down there, but I'm going to show you in just a moment. You're looking for that bug that eat those things. Typically would be your cabbage moth. Okay, so this time of year, you will notice all I have is just a remnant. This time of year, you will notice this is the wing of a butterfly. Okay, so those butterfly, they come on in droves. Okay, and they're out here, they're flying around and they're pitching on your plant and they're laying those eggs up underneath your cabbage or your broccoli, whatever it is. They're laying those eggs, right? And you're coming out and you're looking, and you're not finding those bugs at the moment. Stay with me there. You're not finding those bugs that's causing these, but what it is, these slugs and snail, they only comes out at night, guys. So if you come out and you realize you're not finding those bugs and you've been spraying and nothing is happening, you're still getting those holes, come out at night, because that is when the slugs are out and they're putting these holes in. And when you come back in the morning and you're searching for those bugs, guess what you don't find? You don't find those bugs because they have already gone somewhere cool to get from out of the sun. Okay, so that right there. Now, how you deal with the slugs and the snails. You want to go ahead online You have your Sluggo Plus, or you have Sluggo, which is an organic, you know, tablet or little pills that's
Pellets.
pellets that's in the bag that you can go ahead and sprinkle on out inside of your garden. And what will happen? The slugs will eat those. I think it has citric acid in it or something of that nature that go ahead and pretty much kill these slugs and snails.
Now, I have a question. Is that a
Yes.
friendly right there? Is that a ladybug?
He's not a friendly, and I was going to get him. Now, this right here is, I want to say, a cucumber beetle or something of that nature. If I'm wrong on that, you can definitely go ahead and correct me.
I can't focus.
Can't focus? Okay.
Well, close enough.
Right. But I believe that's a cucumber beetle. So, as you all can see, the time is getting warmer. And guess what? The bugs are coming out. So, that's typically what tends to happen when you have a garden, a vegetable garden leading up into the summertime.
An organic one at that, one that's natural.
All natural, absolutely.
You're contending with nature.
You're contending with nature. So right there, I believe we touched on the slug and the snails. Come out at night if you want to catch the culprit that is causing the holes in your plant. Okay, now what we're going to do with this guy, we're going to do it like that. We are going to smush him. Okay. All right, so next one is, come on in, camera lady, because I was going to go all the way down, but I've realized that one is right here next to me.
Okay.
Now, we had rain for about 4 days now. Okay, so the application that I have came on in and I applied on these cabbage has been washed off. So those butterflies that I've been telling you that's been coming on through, and they've been laying their eggs here, they've been laying their eggs there, just about on all these cabbage leaves, guys. Now, one of the things is you have to come on in and contend with those fellas. Now, I'm going to tell you how we go about doing that. But before we get there and start showing you how we make our mixture and how we spray, come on in, camera lady, look right here. Now, you can tell when there is a caterpillar here on your plant, okay? And here you have one, which is the cabbage moth. Now, the way you can tell when you come on in, you will notice you have those little pellets right there, those droppings. So that's from when he's eating, he is dropping, you know, as he go. So that is how you can tell that he is there. Now, typically when you come on out, you can just go ahead and grab him. If you have a lot, you can get a little bucket and you can grab them, throw them in there, and feed them to the chickens. Okay, but I'm going to pull the head off that guy right there. Now, if you leave that cabbage moth, now typically it's not just one there. You have several. If you leave them on this plant in about 2 or 3 days, you see how he, look, here go another one right here. I told you. And they're blending so easy because they are green, okay? If you leave them on here, what's going to happen? This thing is going to look like Swiss cheese, guys. They're going to come in and they're going to eat holes all throughout your cabbage, and you're going to be like, hey, you know what? I can't eat that cabbage. All because of what this bug came on in and do. All right, so now what we're going to do, I pray that
so your telltale sign for that is the green pellets.
Yeah, the green pellets. And also coming in, that is why it's very important to come on in and examine your plants
regularly.
Yes, at least you know, if you come out here in the garden every day, simply just come on in, lift the leaf back and look underneath the leaves. Now
there's some green pellets right there too on that one.
Right here.
Look inside of your cabbage folder.
Exactly. And there he go right there underneath the leaf. So you can see this hole right here, but underneath the leaf, look at that right there, guys. But you can tell he was here, or he is here, because of that pellet that he has dropped.
Now pull your leaf back some more. Is it just him or is there another?
Oh, look, it might be another. Oh, the shoal is another. Wow, look at that. So I'm going to tell you, these things can ruin a garden overnight. Okay, so I'm glad I'm coming in to share this with you all and how to identify and look for these bugs, because trust me, I want your garden to look beautiful as well. So with no further ado, come on in. We're going to show you some of the things that we use here on the homestead to combat these cabbage moth, caterpillar, or whatever. Yes.
And I also have a word of encouragement. Notice how he said we've had 4 days of continuous rain. These bugs did not make any time coming out here. You see it's bright and sunny out here this morning, and they're out here having a feast day. So you have to make sure that if you plan to eat from your garden, you're out here attending your plants regularly, because had we not come out here to just see, you see there was 2 bugs on one plant, and it's probably more than that. So we're not coming out here this morning to tend to our cabbages. That means we're not planning on eating from it. You can't complain and say the wildlife got all my food or the bugs ate up everything. You have to tend to these plants, especially if you're growing all natural and without pesticides. If you're doing that, of course nature is attracted to your plants.
That's right. And also, with that being said, you also have to play your part in the garden. You can't just plant it and walk away.
Right.
Okay. You plant it and you tend it. That's why, you know, a husbandman, you have to tend to that garden. Oftentimes you will come on in and people will say, oh, the weed took my garden over. Well, what are you doing to prevent the weeds inside of your garden? Are you putting down landscape and fabric down to suppress the weeds? Are you simply coming out here when you see 1 or 2 weeds pop up like this right here? Are you coming in and pulling those weeds? But I tell you what, we are not on the process of pulling weeds today. We are here to show you all what it is that we do inside of the garden to control bugs, because that is a question that you all oftentimes ask. So come on along and let's go. And we are back. So right now what we're going to do, we're going to show you all the things that you're going to need to control these bugs here inside of the garden. Now, absolutely you're going to need a sprayer. Now, what this sprayer is for, this sprayer is to spray whatever substance that you're going to be using onto the leaves, okay? And we'll go into that in just a moment. So first up, what we have here is this is an old soap, okay? It's called Shakleys, if I'm pronouncing that, yeah, Shakleys. So this is a soap that we use. It's organic soap from a long time ago, guys. And this is what we're using, but also you can use, what's that soap we usually use?
Castile.
You can use the Castile soap to mix with your stuff, because remember, you're trying to keep it all natural as possible. Now, you do have some soap out there that you can use if you don't care about what you're spraying on your garden. You can also use the Dawn dish soap. Just make sure it's which kind? It's
the blue one.
The blue one, yes. So make sure you know, if that's what you want to use. That is all totally up to you, okay? There's a couple of other soaps out there that you can use. Just do your research, guys, okay? But today we're using the Shakleys because our give me the name again. Castile soap, that's out, guys. We're out of that, okay? Also, what we're going to be using to spray on these plants right here. Now, this is not an advertisement for any company, but I'm just sharing with you all what works for us here on the homestead, so that way you all can go ahead and do the same thing, okay?
So now, this is not a paid endorsement.
Yeah, this is not a paid endorsement. I mean, hey, if one of these days that they want to pay us to bring forth this stuff, hey,
we're open to it.
We'll look into that, you know. Yeah. But we have two things here that we use on the homestead. Also, we do use other things as well. We'll touch on that once we get done with this right here. Okay, and so right here is those things that we use here inside of the garden to control the bugs here. All right, now what this is the neem oil extract. All right, so this right here is a 3-in-1. This right here control your insects, also help to prevent fungus on your plants. Now, with all that rain that we have been getting, all that spores that may be splashing up from out of the soil onto your leaves, causing fungus on your plants, this right here also helps to take care of that as well. And also, third, your mites and all that different kind of stuff that may be sucking the life from your plant as well. So 3-in-1. This right here, like I said, helps to take care of all that. Now I'm going to tell you, every time I've noticed anyway, I come on in and I talk about these plant, what it may be, things that you can spray in your plants or anything of that nature. I noticed that the price goes up in the store, guys. Okay, that's what I've noticed. But hey, that's just a side note right there. Okay, so right here we also have neem max. Okay, we also use that as well. So if you can see, this is what we're getting ready to go for. Those caterpillars, your spider mites and all that, white flies and all that different kind of stuff. And there is another list in the back of bugs that these right here also take care of, guys. Okay, so this is what we also use. And another thing that we use in the garden as well that we typically have to order that offline is your BT, that helps with your caterpillars as well inside of the garden. So, those are some things that you can look into. Also, your diatomaceous earth, guys, you can use that. But what tend to happen with that diatomaceous earth, whenever it rains or anything like that, it wash it away. It's the same thing with this, and then you have to come back on in and reapply. And like I said, whenever it rains, you have to come back on in and reapply these right here. Okay, so they can be effective in the garden. All right, so let's go ahead now and get this stuff here measure on out. Okay. We're going to fill up. We're going to be doing 2 gallons of water right now. And this is a 2-gallon container right here, guys. Okay, and so here we are. Now what we're going to do is going to be 1 teaspoon, okay? So with this soap here, we're going to put in, I'm going to put 4 teaspoons in here, guys, because what it is, the reason for that is I want to make sure, or the reason, I'm going to tell you, the reason for using the soap here in this is because we're working with oil, okay? And we need the soap in here to break the oil up, okay? And so for this here, we're going to use 1 teaspoon per gallon of water, okay? Okay, and so now that we have this mixed up, so what we're going to do, we're going to give it a little bit of a shake.
Now, question: did you put both neem oils in there?
No, I only put one in here. Now,
Okay.
what I like to do, I like to switch it up. So today, if I come on in and spray this one right here, then say about 3 or 4 days from now, if I notice more bug pressure, I will come on in and I will use this one next, okay? Because what will tend to happen, the bugs inside of the garden will get used to this right here, and it won't be as effective as it once was.
Okay.
So we tend to switch it on up.
I got you.
Okay?
So you showed them both that we use,
Right.
but you don't use them both at the same time.
Not at the same time.
Okay. Just clarifying, because I know that's probably a question somebody has.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to
Pressurize.
go ahead and get some pressure in here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set in where that is like a mist. Okay, so come on in. And what we're going to do now, when you come to spray, now when these bugs come on in to start eating, they don't usually like to go for the outer leaves, okay? It's too tough, so they don't really like the outer leaves. What they tend to go for is the softer leaf on the inside of the plant. So we're going to come on in just like this, okay? And we're going to mist that plant. Now, because I'm not really focusing on these outer leaves out here, but if you are going to need your outer leaves, you'd want to hit underneath the bottom of the leaves as well, okay? So,
and typically for us, that is a lot of times what we're left with. The crowns of the heads are what we tend to sell. And so we focus on the outer leaves a lot of times, but I guess he's going to talk about a little bit later why a lot of these are, you saw him feeding them to the chickens earlier.
yeah.
But yes, if you're eating the outer leaves or keeping them for yourselves to consume, definitely focus on the outer leaves as well.
And so the reason why we're not spraying the outer leaves is because we want this right here to go a long way. So we're only spraying what we are focusing on, and that right there will be the head of the cabbage, okay?
And also, guys, if you're supporting a local farmer, don't be freaked out about having a few little bugs in your fresh grown produce. That is a part of this process.
Right.
The store has programmed us and taught us that everything is supposed to be perfectly shaped, perfectly colored, no bugs. But what kind of things were applied to those vegetables in order to get them 100% bug free and perfect? That would frighten me to even think about how we used to consume and enjoy and prefer those veggies over one that was misshapen or had a few bug holes. Now I'm looking for the produce with bug holes in it because it lets me know that it was naturally grown, that the bugs preferred that over, you know, something that had been sprayed with things that are harmful to our bodies. So if you're supporting a local farmer, don't be alarmed if you have a bug or two in your produce, especially corn. You know, a decent head of corn that's grown without being treated might have a caterpillar worm. What do you call them?
Yeah, caterpillar,
A little worm or two.
silkworm.
A silkworm in there. Okay? These cabbages are pretty.
Yes, and I'm telling you, these bugs coming through here, I'm seeing these bugs all throughout these cabbage here, guys.
Yeah. But aren't they pretty? Folding nicely.
And so like I said, just real quick, if you're keeping the outer leaves, you want to make sure you hit those leaves on the back side. But like I said, for us, we're just focusing on the crown. And look at this. Look at this right here. And I just hit him a while ago, and he go to hitting his head. He didn't like that at all, because the minute this right here hit him, it start working on him, guys. See all that dropping that he left behind? And this come from, just like I said, 4 days worth of rain. Okay? And that's why it's very important to come in, check on your garden, and also follow up with your spray that
your treatments.
And as you all also know, the reason why we are using these particular sprays, because we have an all-natural garden, guys. Okay, so you know what they say, you are what you eat. So because I want you know, the best for me and my family, that is why we like to use the all-natural stuff. Okay. And I'm going to also tell you, there is another one that I usually like to use, that's called pyrethrin. That stuff was a good spray, but I'm going to tell you, after a while, I couldn't find it on the market anymore. Okay?
Yeah, that pyrethrin was made from chrysanthemum flowers. Another natural pesticide. Okay, 1 row down.
See this one right here? Look at it. That right there, guys, is the work that goes on into the garden. I'm telling you. You know, anywhere from the chickens coming in and tearing the garden up, and you know, you have to come back on in and put it together. The bugs coming in, tearing your garden up. But one of the good thing about it is these bugs coming in and wanting some of what I have, that let me know that, hey, you know what? It's good for me. You know, because if the bugs want it, then guess what? That means I want it too. Right? What you don't want is the things that the bugs don't want.
That's right.
Okay, you know, I'm telling you, those are the things you have to stay away from. Okay, so also one of the things is that we also go ahead and talk about a little bit here. As you see, I'm in here right now applying this spray right here. When is a good time to come on in and apply this spray? With the brassicas here, that's going to be in the early morning, like we are out here right now. Early morning is the best time, and late down in the evening when the sun is down. Okay, if you do it in the middle of the day while the sun is out and you come on in to spray your cabbage, what can happen? You will end up burning the leaves of your plant, and you will spray them, leave and come back, and it will not be looking as beautiful as they are right now. Okay, so that's the time that you want to come on in and spray your cabbage. All right,
Or any brassicas.
or any brassicas. Now, if you have a garden where that, say for instance, you have cucumbers and you have different stuff that bugs are eating on them, you want to wait down in the evening time to spray those. Simple reason why: all your bugs, your pollinators, okay, your bumblebees, your bees, even your wasps and all that different kind of stuff that come through your garden and pollinate. If you spray early in the morning, those plants, when those bees come in to pollinate, what will happen? You will end up killing them. Simple reason why: because of the stuff that's in the neem oil. So you want to wait till down in the evening to spray your cucumbers or anything of that nature, to prevent from killing your pollinators, guys. Okay. So just make sure that you keep that in mind right there. Okay. And hey, that is it. That's how we come on in and take care of what it is that we need to take care of. Okay, and guys, that right there is it. Now, hey, I am praying that this video right here was helpful to you all. I know that has been a question that get asked very often. Okay, so I pray that we were able to touch on it for you all, help you all to get on out there and also take care of your plants, because I'm going to tell you, if you don't, the bugs will eat them alive, and you will end up with nothing. You will end up with Swiss cheese just like that right there. Now, one of the questions my wife asked me: how soon after you spray that neem oil can you come on out and start harvesting your veggie? For us here on the homestead, we typically like to wait about 3 days before we come on in and harvest anything to eat, guys. Now, really, neem oil is not going to hurt you like that. You know, I know a lot of people out there, they are scared of neem oil as well, but
Just tell them to do their research.
yeah, do you a little bit of research,
That's right,
guys, to you know, knowledge yourself on the neem oil.
Yeah, we're not
okay?
here to sway you one way or another. We're just simply telling you and showing you what works
What
for
works
us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, hey, I pray this video was helpful. And I'm going to show you. Come on in, camera lady, real quick.
Okay.
Look at it working already, guys. He is not happy. Okay, if you all can see him, he's shutting down. He's not happy at all. But like I said, I pray this video was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. Remember, you keep a smile on your face, you be happy, you be cheerful, and you'll be blessed. Also, remember, stay positive, stay focused, and also keep your head on a swivel, guys. Until next time, we will catch you all in another video. Have a blessed